Hey yo, D.J.S, man, I'm in the lab chilling, tranquil. Made a couple beats, chilling, started to make a blog real fast, alright? So hit the like, subscribe, let me know what y'all think, alright? Share, comment, let me know what y'all think, alright? We're talking music today, alright? Showing off battle rap for a minute, we're talking music. We recapping 2023 still. This is my last one of it. What we talking about? In my personal opinion, the hardest or dopest or strongest hip-hop albums of 2023. What are the hardest joints to y'all? What are the hardest albums that came out in 2023, y'all? There's a lot that came out. I had to narrow it down. Narrow it down to 5. Alright? I narrowed it down to 5. So there's a lot less explaining to do. I narrowed it down to 5. So shout out to from Larry June to Twalim Kweli to just everybody who put a project out. Shout out to all of them. Alright? Too many to name. But shout out to everybody who put a project out. Estee, Knack, man, it's too many. Shout out to Knack Fire, by the way. But let's talk about my personal top 5 albums. Hip-hop's hardest albums of 2023. In my personal opinion. Alright? Quick tranquil blog. Quick tranquil blog. We talking music though. How I called it. This was almost gonna be a tie for me. Almost gonna be a tie. I had it between Nas and Conway the Machine. Magic 3 and Won't He Do It. I could probably still say it's kind of a draw, but I'm gonna edge it to Conway the Machine. My number 5 hardest album of 2023, in my personal opinion, Conway the Machine, Won't He Do It. Certain joints on there is just real crazy. Real crazy. The Kanye joint, Quarters, all that shit was fire. Brooklyn Chop Shop. Those songs actually made a difference. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But that's not my number 5, right? Shout out to Conway the Machine. Dope project. As I said, some of these joints, fire. Alright? We're going to get back to some of these too. Number 4. My number 4 hardest album, in my personal opinion. How I call it. I had Planet Asia. Sardines is fire. Sardines has some shit. Shout out to Planet Asia. Certain joints on there. From Panama Sun. Marv 1 was on there. He was spitting. Shout out to Marv 1. Marv 1 was going. I ain't gonna front. Broad Dayin. Jungle Juice. 88. There's a plethora of fire joints on this album. I ain't gonna front. I'm gonna go through them all. Production is there. Shout out to Apollo Brown. It's Apollo Brown feature or with Planet Asia. You know Apollo's one of the dopest producers. He's fire. He makes some crazy shit. Y'all go back and listen to him and Ghostface shit. Fire. Him and OC shit. Fire. Him and Ross Kosh shit. Fire. That H2O beat. Crazy. Crazy. So shout out to Apollo Brown. Shout out to Detroit. Shout out to Planet Asia, man. Dope album. Number 4 for me. Number 3 album. These top 3, I ain't gonna front. Interchangeable to a certain degree. I like all 3 of these damn near equally. This is really close. This last 3 right here is a really close race for me. As far as top albums of the year. This last 3 right here is a dope race for me. I ain't gonna front. Number 3 though. This is how I called it. Black Thought. L. Michaels Affair. Album is fucking crazy. Glorious Game. Fire. Fire. Holloway. That Girl. I Would Never. All those joints is crazy. The Weather. Grateful. Fire fucking album. Fire album. Production on A Game. Black Thought is Black Thought. Ain't nothing to really talk about when it comes to Black Thought as an MC. You already know one of the top lyricists ever. One of the most consistent spitters that you've probably ever seen. Shout out to Black Thought. Very lyrical, very bar heavy. Knows how to paint the picture right. Give you that right visual so you can vision it. Fire. Fire. Shout out to Black Thought. Black Thought is fucking amazing. I got him as number 3. Number 3 album. Number 2. Go through them real fast. Last 2. These top 2, again, these top 3 are interchangeable for me. These are like so close. But number 3, I got Westside Gunn. Last year I got West. This year I got number 2. Last year number 1, this year number 2. And then you pray for me, fire. We all know that West is one of the best curators. And he put together a dope ass album right here. Balanced album, as I put in my recap of the album. But now I'm gonna go a little bit deeper. That Self-Ridges joint with DJ Drama, that shit is so fucking fire. And Drama sounds so good over that type of hard, raw hip-hop beat. I fuck with that joint heavy. Mama's Primetime, dope. Dope, that boom back is crazy. Conway is Conway. House of Glory. We're gonna get back to some of these joints. Production crazy. Revenge of Flip Legs. Shout out to Conductor. Shout out to Duck. And he did the Self-Ridges beat. Fire. Suicide and Self-Ridges. Babylon Business. We're gonna get back to these again, because this album is that fire. It actually goes into another list we're gonna talk about right after this. Alright? So that's Westside Gunn joint. Alright? Production on 1. Features are on 1. Shout out to Stove Guard. Shout out to Rome Streets. DJ Drama. Everybody was on there. Ty Dolla Sign. Everybody was on there. Shout out to them. Come here, bitch. Fire. But anyway, let's get to this. My number 1 album. I had to really sit and listen to it and really say, is this really it? And after listening to a few songs, I had to say, yeah, this is the album I went back to the most. If I can say that about all of these. This just happens to be the one I went back to the most. This one I felt the most. What album am I talking about? Dropped earlier in the year. I don't know if y'all must have forgot, but I didn't. My number 1 album of 2023 personally. I ain't gonna front. Lloyd Banks. That Lloyd Banks album is crazy. Curse of the Inevitable. Pieces of My Pain. That alone just says a whole lot. Because you know the substance and the content is gonna be there. You know that already. So when you hear Daddy's Little Girl and joints like that, Open Gates, joints like that, Showers and them songs, I found myself going back to listen to these a lot. Certain lines that he was saying was just so dope. So dope. Even little short lines like that funeral line that he said, that was so, like, you relate to it right away. That funeral's the only time we come together. That's actually semi-real if you think about it. We love each other, but the only time we get together is when we have funerals. Crazy. Hard lines like that you could just feel right away. Eventually, accountability just makes it way to you and shit like that. Lines like that resonate with you. He was talking this album. I got Lloyd Banks number 1. My fault, y'all. Banks number 1. Now let's get into my top. It was supposed to be 10 hardest joints. I had to change it to 12. I had to change it to 12. Let's get right into it. Number 12. Number 12. Black Thought. Grateful. Ding-a-ling-a-ling. It's going back. Fire. Fire fucking beat. That beat crazy. And Black Thought is Black Thought. You already know what he does. Black Thought is ill. Alright? That joint is crazy. That joint is fucking crazy. 11. Conway the Machine. Quarters. When that joint came out the top of the year, I'm like, yo, so far, the year's starting off very, very good. Because this joint right here is fire. That joint right here is fire. Quarters is fire. Shout out to Conway the Machine. Number 10. I got Conway again. Brooklyn Chop Shop. Featuring Fab and Benny. Dope. Dope. I like that hard cinematic sound that it has in the sample. Dope. Just a hard loop, just nasty. That's what this is about, hard joint. The songs that hit you hard. So either you feel them real hard or you just know that they're really hard. Songs you might get the goosebumps from. Snapping your neck, all that type of shit. Hard shit. This is one of them to me. Number 9, Planet Asia. 88S Curl. Featuring Ty Ferris, my fault. And they was going too. But I got that actually tied with another song. I Was Never Black for It. Fire. I got those two songs tied at number 9. The 88S Curl sample, as we all know, if you listened to it already, you know that was used by Kanye. Hate or Late. But the way they used it, I wasn't mad. It was dope. Even added a little part to it I never heard before. Fire. Fire. I Would Never Black Out Again. Just crazy. So I got number 9 as a tie. As a tie. Can't even front. Number 8. Suicide and Self-Righteous. DJ Drama. Westside Gunn. That joint is fucking mean. Conductor put his whole leg right up to the kneecap in that fucking beat. That beat is crazy. That beat fire. Shout out to Conway the Machine. And again, as I said before, Drama just sounds really good on this type of shit. Welcome to New Golden Era. And the way here he was talking on that shit was full fire. And I love Westside's flow in that shit. Plus that smell like Tom Ford, what you talking about? The little flow that he was using, the cadence he was using, fire. Fire. That's my number 8 joint. Number 7. Lloyd Banks, Open Gates. He's talking in these songs. He's talking. The substance and the content is very heavy in Lloyd Banks' album. As he said, it's a piece of his pain, so he's gonna be talking, right? That's why it made number 1 for me. You feel a lot of the things he's saying. Dope fucking joint. Open Gates fire. Number 6. Babylon Biz. Westside Stove God. Right now I think like he's probably like not in the same, I said this before. He's like the newer version of Max B as far as talent wise. Somebody who has a little harmonizing, he can rap, he can create the hooks, all that type of shit. He fire. Shout out to Stove God. Stove God is fire. This joint right here, dope. Dope. That's my number 7 joint. I'm my number 6 joint, my fault. Number 5. Conductor, We Have a Problem. Revenge of Flip Legs. The name alone of this joint is so crazy. Revenge of Flip Legs. Crazy. Duck with another fire beat. Rome Streets. Out the Gate. Was just barring. Aiming fire at your favorites. He's fire beat. Shout out to Rome Streets. Westside Gunn too. Dope verse. And that interlude that they came in the middle. That Glory to the King. That part is so wavy. It's so nasty. That shit is hard as fuck to me. What a dope fucking song, B. Revenge of Flip Legs, number 5. Number 4. Sauce Walker and Conway the Machine. When that joint first came out, I was like, holy shit, listen to this beat. And Sauce Walker, the way he was spitting. Fire. Every day I'm walking with a weapon on, Decepticon. The way he was flowing was so different and so fire to me. Shout out to them, man. Sauce Walker. Conway, that joint crazy. Number 3. Reasons. Soul Part 3. Listen, B. I don't care what nobody says. This nigga Reasons can rap. He can fucking rap. He nice, B. And most of the beats that you hear from Ninth, you already know what it is. Ninth is number 3 on my all-time list. I got him and Dilla tied. Rock and Primo, clearly 1 and 2. Clearly. It's Primo and it's Pete Rock. But this right here, the way he was spitting, the things he was saying, the way he was talking, dope. I like the way his flow and his cadence is so different and so sharp and so Ginsu. Using up a lot of words and making it fit, and it's still fire. Shout out to Reasons. Reasons, he had a dope album this year too. His albums were pretty good too. But I got Soul Part 3. At the drop. If it even released this year. If it didn't, I don't give a fuck. I heard it this year and it's fire. I think it did though. But anyway. Number two. Ain't no question on this one. Pete Rock. Rock Marciano. Chris Angel. Bruh. The kick that he was using in that beat is so different. It's so hard and hollow sounding and rough. That's what it's about, them hard joints. Rock Mars is Rock Mars. You already know what he does. He's fire. If you don't know, go listen to him. Rock Marciano is fucking amazing. He fire. This joint right here, Chris Angel, fire in my opinion. Super dope. That's not my number two. That's my number two. Shout out to Rock Mars, shout out to Pete Rock. Rock and Rock connection. Dope fucking connection, as a matter of fact. My number one. Again, another tie for me. Another tie for me. I should have told y'all that earlier. I got 3 ties in this shit. And this is another one. The top 3 joints, 2 even for me. The Weather, Black Thought. Lloyd Banks, Showers. House of Glory, Westside Gunn version, Stove God. Listen, I feel all these songs in its own way. What I really love about the Black Thought joint, it goes to 2 different tempos, and he rides right through it. Black Thought sound like he be spitting in one take. He just takes one take and he just goes. That's it. He only needs one take. That shit was so fluent and so clean. 2 totally different tempos. Changed throughout. Twice. And he was so fluent right over that shit. That shit was so clean. And the picture that he was painting, that olden days picture from back in the day. He was talking about the plastic on the shag rug. I felt all that. Plastic on the couches, plastic on the shower. I felt all that. All that. I know about all that. Shout out to Grandma. Fire. Lloyd Banks, Showers. That might be the song I went back to the most this year. I listened to that song probably the most this year. I ain't gonna front. Because that came out earlier this year and I'm still banging it now. That's why it's up there. He be talking, B. Album is fire and that joint is fire. House of Glory, Westside Gunn, and Stove. I feel like this right here is my favorite hook of the year. If you want to call it a hook. Why you mad? Fire. Fire. The cadence and the flow that Stove was using in his verse. Fire. Even the way he ended it. And if it ain't all good, nigga, we all good. The way he did it was so dope. So dope. So dope. I feel like he just carried that joint. No disrespect to West, but Stove owned that fucking song. I ain't gonna front. He owned that shit. I feel like that verse and that part that he did, that intro that he started with, it just shot it there for me. Cause the minute I heard the album, that was the song I went back to the most. House of Glory. Out the gate. The little 1 second off part in the beat. Who even does that? Well, I would do that type of shit. But that was fucking dope. West with a little sing style. Then he goes into his bars, and his bars is dope always painting a picture that you can kind of visualize, especially if you're from a certain part. You know what I mean? If you're from the hood, certain things you're gonna be able to get quicker than people who, you know, they're not really from a certain environment and shit like that. Me, I'm from the hood. Shout out to G-Way, shout out to Scarborough. You know what it is. But that's how I'm calling it, the Westside Gunn, Stove God, House of Glory, The Weather, Black Thought, Lloyd Banks, Showers. My top 3 songs of 2023. Let me know what y'all think, man. Hit the sub. Let me know what y'all think. That's just my opinion. My personal hardest joints, hardest albums of 2023. Some people gonna agree, some people gonna disagree, but this is how I'm calling it for me and what I like to listen to. These are my hardest joints of 2023. Hit the like, subscribe, let me know what y'all think. Alright, DJ already, man. One.